And sadly, we have to move away from Nintendo as we move on to Call of Duty Advanced Warfare for PlayStation 4. What are you doing in here? No, stop! Don't eject the disc! Nobody likes these Call of Duty videos. Put it on moratorium. Well, what do you want me to do? Take care of these! We already used that joke. Ooh, that word will get me canceled. Storm wrote these scripts back in 2014 while I was out, and just sat on them. I don't know why. But it turns out he already had some gameplay footage captured for Titanfall that had to be recovered from the famed dead hard drive. It's only 30 frames per second because that's the equipment he had back then. I also claim no responsibility for the content. Oh, this Xbox game requires Xbox Live. I ain't gonna pay for Xbox Live, but I am gonna play Titanfall. So how do we resolve this deadlock? Denotes I should smile here. Here's the solution. Sign up for Bing Rewards. You get points for searching the web with Bing. Next, listen to the Adam Krolik podcast daily. Really, Storm? Every time he says the name of a celebrity, athlete, or criminal you don't recognize, use Bing to search, and ultimately redirect you to Wikipedia. Before long, you'll qualify for a free month of Xbox Live. Like I said, I'm not going to pay for it. This sucks! It's fair to assume that if I'm describing my experience with a multiplayer-only game, odds are I won't be spouting positivity. So I'm going to try to keep this video short. Thankfully. And don't think that I have money to throw at a simulation that I know I will thumbs down. This disc was borrowed from a colleague at work named Dan. And that is his real name. Honestly, I had no clue what Titanfall was about until talking to maybe Dan about it. All I knew was giant bipedal robots, and Aaron Paul endorsed it. Not the smartest choice of a spokesperson if you ask me. I've seen him smoke a lot of crystal meth. So what not on Earth is behind Titanfall? Once the human race figures out deep space and colonization of distant planets, we also figure out how to fight over it. The two sides are the Interstellar Manufacturing Corporation and the well-regulated militia. Neither side is really presented in a good or evil light. Both want to kill for these space elements. Strange. I watch Transformers and I think to myself, throw another boat! But play Titanfall and think of all the natural resources wasted for war. I guess sometimes I'm a boring adult. Why was that line even written? This doesn't make sense. Respawn Entertainment is made up of the bits and pieces of Infinity Ward that was kicked out or left or whatever your view of that dumb mess before the release of Modern Warfare 2. So I suppose it makes sense that when I talked with some peers, they referenced Titanfall as Call of Duty with robots. Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. I noticed a few differences though. In Titanfall, you fight on the team of the IMC or militia, but you don't choose, it's randomly picked. It doesn't matter, neither is more righteous than the other. Not like counter-terrorist win. Each match begins with just person-to-person, guns, knives, and melee. You do choose a class to determine your loadout, and there are also grunts to kill, but they don't really count towards a team score, just gives you a bit of XP and self-esteem. The big appeal, of course, is riding a Titan. You wait a standard 2 minutes from the beginning of the match to get one, but performing well will shorten that time. When it is ready, you can call in the Titanfall. There are different kinds of Titans, however I just played the plain vanilla one. You have a minigun with tons of bullets, effective on people and not so much on armored Titans. You can fire a group of missiles and then wait for it to refill. Another occasional item turns you berserk for a short time. If you are a bullet sponge, you can pull out a shield that not only stops the bullets, but also fires them back. Titans can also punch. After a Titan takes too much damage and approaches death, the thing goes nuclear. Good news is the impending explosion will hurt adversaries. By choice or by need to leave, you will eject from the failing Titan. Take this chance to land on an aggressor's Titan and inflict some sabotage. But watch out because the pilot can jump out and shoot you easily as you are no longer a moving target. If you find yourself out of a Titan and waiting, you can still attack a Titan with your handy-dandy anti-Titan auto-lock-on rocket launcher. Be wary though, as Titans can be warned of a lock-on threat and just step on you. Other than that minor stuff, friggin' carbon copy! Now here's a great idea. Same color no matter what team you're on. You are teal, the opposition is orange. Us programmers would say jovially, it's all in the draw function. I've done the red versus blue thing on Halo 3, and I felt muscle spasms coming on just trying to connect what is friend and foe at the beginning of every match. What modes of multiplayer are in Titanfall? The usual stuff, just with hoity-toity names. Attrition is deathmatch, hardpoint is 3 simultaneous king of the hills. I came across the Left 4 Dead-esque, Nazi Zombie-esque, Tower Fence-esque, and Horde-esque modes. Loads of ways to pass the time in the multiplayer way that you prefer. Okay, But there has to be a campaign. Every game has a campaign. I played Turok Rage Wars years ago. I seem to remember listening to Hellbilly Deluxe on a loop at the same time, and even that game had a flimsy single-player campaign. There it is, campaign. But I haven't quite figured out why it's considered a campaign yet. As much as I could ascertain, you tour the main maps in a somewhat contiguous timeline, though you still fight an online team versus, and you could possibly random switch sides between sessions and no credits. It's just multiplayer with a different name! Titanfall wasn't all bad. The most fun part of Titanfall, for me, was the tutorial. I'm serious. It's a little bit of a Portal vibe mixed in with some Zelda puzzle solving. If they could have turned that into a 10-hour game, I'd be completely on board. Furthermore, the tutorial was meant to train you in multiplayer, but it couldn't have been more detached. The ideas and strategies introduced seem to involve thinking and waiting for the right time. When you get into a match, it's all... I might enjoy multiplayer if I was better skilled, and the only way to do that is to keep playing. Yeah, remember the beer argument I made back in 2009? I won't reiterate it for fear of, you have to hate life to be content type of responses. Multiplayer just gets old to me. Somehow his bullets inflict more damage, a kick from 4 feet away somehow will connect and kill me, a lot of heavy sighs and disappointment. I will respectively say, no, I'm perfectly fine not paying a monthly fee just to be angry about something else. I guess my big question is, why? Why are we doing this? Why? Couch multiplayer, formerly known as local multiplayer, formerly known as just multiplayer, ultra formerly known as your mom saying, is this game 2-player? Your little brother's feeling left out. Couch multiplayer was its own kind of mess that I never really enjoyed, but online multiplayer I see as a twisted anomaly of human nature. I suppose my first truly online deathmatch was in Counter-Strike on my uncle's computer, Thanksgiving 2001. I wasn't particularly good at it, and I didn't have much fun running into an arena trying to shoot an opponent to death before he does the same to me. What I found really confusing was, when does it end? Ha! Dirty FPS peasant. It never ends! You just keep doing the same shit ad infinitum, which led me to ask stupid questions in the future like, how do you beat World of Warcraft? Or, is there bots at the end of this match? I find a Team Fortress multiplayer session just as dull as Halo or Modern Warfare. I like my journey to have a beginning, middle, and end, not just one monotonous, infinite middle. But if I think about all this too much, I have to draw larger conclusions. Why would I ever replay a single-player campaign? That's just long-form repetition. And almost every game is an RPG because you assume the role of the playable character. Why make a distinction between Call of Duty Zombies and Pac-Man Ghost, as both are controlled by the game itself? The real answer is, the Western world has ran out of actual problems, so we criticize our simulated entertainment. We should just as well go outside and try falling upward because we would achieve just as much from playing a video game. We're all a bunch of morons. Titanfall. I don't like it. Hey. Do you think you could promote the Patreon? That hard drive was really expensive to recover. Right, the drive that died in 2015. Hasn't your job paid for that by now? I feel you don't fully understand. The data from the hard drive that failed in 2015 had to be put on another hard drive. And that hard drive failed and had to be recovered a few months ago. Oh, more broken equipment. Not surprised. Maybe we could announce that Dain Squares is now available on Steam. Yeah, nobody cares. Well then why don't we just tell everybody to comment to help the algorithm? Now we can't do that. Because the rule is, we don't beg for likes, comments, or subscriptions. Welcome to obscurity! Well, what do you want me to do? Throw the paper sooner, Yale.